for those of you who don't know, joining us here shortly is our good friend, the one and only Mr. Dave Dion, bass player extraordinaire. Back in the day, played with the Brian Schramm Band. He was the Chit bass player for quite a while. Moved out to Arizona. God bless him to take care of his folks. Many projects he's got. He's in so many freaking projects. I lose track of them all.
Cheap Trick, a Genesis one.
Yeah, but he's got this project here that I'm gonna. This is really cool. I'm gonna bring this in here. This is all new to us, folks. So
just snap me out of it, and you should be fine.
So this is a project that Dave's in called All Your Lies, and the song's called Fade to Midnight. And we're going to play it for you right now as soon as I hide this freaking stream and I'll be able to press the play button. So we'll have Dave on right after this, folks. Stick around. That song fucking rocks. That song freaking rocks.
Thanks, guys.
Holy moly. Wow. How cool is that? Dave Dion, what's going on, my brother?
Glad to see you guys. Geez, man, you know, working on a lot of music lately with all this crazy shutdown stuff going on.
Yes.
That song is totally kick-ass.
Thanks, man.
I think our viewers will agree too, and those who don't can go to that other show.
You know, I was supposed to be in Michigan last week. I would have been playing with Carolyn's trio at the Caju Cafe, along with I believe it was the Orbitsons.
Oh, wow. That would have been a good
I
double.
know. I was looking so forward to that. And then, all this stuff came down.
Lockdown.
Well,
Yeah.
we miss you, man, and it's good to see you.
Yes.
I miss you guys too.
What have you
Dave
been?
is one of our original bass players that we had in Chit for quite a while.
Yeah.
Quite a stretch with us. I commend you.
It took joining Chit to get on the national stage at Arts, Beats, and Eats. That was awesome. That was a great show.
You're not the only band member who has left us and went on to something better.
Right.
Oh, for me, I don't know if it's better. I mean, some of the best times I ever had was playing with you guys. It was. I don't care if it was Arts, Beats, and Eats or if it was Winners. I always had a great time with you guys.
Awesome.
Not to say that Winners is bad, because that's a fun place to play, man. To me, a gig is a gig.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that Arts, Beats, and Eats thing, I remember it. That was so freaking cool, because when we pulled in, we were like, I don't know, like 4 blocks down from the stage where we were playing.
Is that the year we warmed up for Salt and Pepper?
Yes. We warmed up with Salt and Pepper. That was great. And I remember I'm standing on the corner, and the band, I forget who played with us that day, but they were doing their sound check. We're 4 blocks away. I'm like, holy shit, we're playing on that.
Yes.
And then when we get down there, and there's this just giant stage, like a football field you could run around on, and doing our little sound check. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that was a good time.
So you have so many freaking projects going on that I can't keep track of them all. Tell the people what you got, all these projects that you're involved in.
Well, there's the band called All Your Lies. That's all original. It's the one you just saw the video of. And then there's another. So that's a straight up, straightforward rock metal kind of a project. And then the other original project is called Bone Cookie. And that's like a pop, postmodern punk rock comedic lyric band. And
Nice.
That's a lot of fun. I love that band too. Both bands, our records were produced and engineered by a cat out here named Jeremy Parker at Premier Studios. And, Jeremy works with local bands here in Arizona, but he's also a Grammy Award-winning platinum record-selling engineer-producer with credits with Evanescence and Mudvayne and Slipknot. But he's a local guy, and he works with local bands, and he makes your records sound like God on wheels. So,
any relation to Sarah?
To what?
To Sarah?
I don't know. You never mentioned it.
Oh, so now all of a sudden you're telling jokes.
Hey, somebody's got to.
Okay, so then you got the Genesis project that you were in.
There's all the tribute bands. When I first moved out here, I'll tell the story briefly. There was a number of different open jams going on that I immediately started going to, and that's how I started meeting musicians in the community here. And I got spotted by some guys who are musicians with an outfit called Rocksteady Productions, and Rocksteady Productions puts together A-list tribute acts, and we call them experience acts rather than saying they're a tribute, because what we try to do in most instances is impersonate the personalities and the mannerisms and the instruments and the costumes of the bands as they were back in their classic era. So the first one I started with was Surrender, the Cheap Trick Experience. So I purchased all these, Hammer 12-string basses and, got the outfits and grew my hair out long to look more like Tom Peterson. And at first I had a wig because my hair was too short. So it was, that was fun. And then as time progressed, the Phil Collins one came along. It's called One More Night, the Phil Collins Experience. And so, again, well, that one was not character impersonation. The musicians themselves, we didn't have to be anybody. We're just musicians.
Phil Collins, I got to tell you that.
The guy that does Phil has to be Phil, obviously. And he has to sound like him. So
right.
We had 2 guys, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast here that take that role. And then because sometimes we need subs for the other bands, I ended up playing bass in Don't Look Back, the Boston Experience.
Wow, that would be cool.
That one is fun. I mean, that one, you know, the challenging bass lines in all those songs.
Yeah.
You know, that was a lot of woodshedding, sitting down and getting all those note for note.
Mhm.
And then you got to dress 70s, and I play my Fender jazz bass like, you know, Fran Sheehan did in Boston. So,
Mhm.
you know, that's a great fun time too.
Well,
What's your favorite of those bands? That
you know, I mean, musically,
yeah.
it would be the Boston one, but I don't get to do all the shows with that. They have their main bass player, and when he can't do the shows, I fill in. So actually, the last show that I played before the Floating Death moved in on us was one with Don't Look Back to Boston experience in Yuma, Arizona, and it was like it was about a 4,000 person crowd. It was awesome. If I would have known that was my last gig, I probably would have savored it even more. But you know,
Hey, Poncho.
Yes,
Hey, Poncho, do you know that when you're rehearsing for all these different songs, you know, especially the Boston stuff, you got to know when the up is.
Yes.
It's yeah.
You remember that, Dave? You remember that, Dave?
Yeah.
we had Jason and Jason on.
The Knack song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was it the Knack song or the Sweet song?
Yeah, that and any AC/DC song. There's all those ups and yeah.
No, it was the Cheap Trick tune. It was the Cheap Trick tune, and we were talking with Jason and Jason last week about it, and we busted him out a bit about it, and that was one of the funniest days. I was just standing there, I'm like, I'll just let him duke it out, man. Whatever happens, you know. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. So you're playing these. The last time we hung out when you were here, you were telling me about these new basses that you're playing, these new basses that you're playing, and that I believe that's in the All Your Lives video is one of these new basses.
Yeah, it's actually this one here.
Yeah, look at that. Hold on, I'm going to bring in big so they can see it.
Yeah,
look at that. Tell us about that a little bit.
Okay, the company is called Dingwall. And Dingwall's been around for about 20 years, but their forte has always been what you see as they call it fan frets.
Yeah.
And more technically, it's a multi-scale instrument. So what happens is the G string right here is a standard 34-inch scale. And as each string decreases in pitch, the scale length gets longer. So if you think about a piano, when you look inside a piano, the bass strings are long, and then as they decrease or get higher in pitch, they get shorter and shorter and shorter. There's a reason for that. You get more tone, more round tone, and better even tension, especially on the B string. A lot of bass players will tell you that their 5-string basses, you know, the B string feels a little bit floppy and it doesn't sound the same as the rest of the strings. But with this extended scale length, the tension comes up, and you get more of that round wound ringing tone on the B string and the E string, just like you do the rest of the strings.
Well, they're absolutely beautiful too. I mean, just the craftsmanship that goes into them. And I
agree.
The thing I noticed on this All Your Lives video is just that, you know, the great tone. The tone's awesome, man. Freaking awesome.
Well, you know, Dark Glass Electronics is sort of partnered up with Dingwall, and they do these fantastic pedals that are great distortion pedals for bass, and they have all these different ones that have all these different flavors of distortion in them. And they also make the computer plugins, like, you know, I don't know if you can see back here.
Yeah.
This is called the Parallax by Neural DSP, and they also model the Dark Glass Electronics stuff. So I actually have a bass. This is another Dingwall bass.
Yeah.
It's called the D-Rock. And
wow.
So, you know, that's the tone. The soloist.
That doesn't sound like that.
Incidentally, this bass here and the other one I was just showing you.
He's out of control with that thing.
These two basses are both NAMM show display models. So the first one I showed you was in the Dingwall booth at NAMM in 2018. It was the Z3 representation model. And then this one was at the 2020 NAMM show, this D-Rock.
Did you steal them?
In their booth. Pardon me?
Did you steal them?
No, I bought them. Thank God for credit cards.
I was at the NAMM show, and I just happened to walk away with it. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that.
No, actually, this one I had to track down. I had a dealer that was trying to get it for me, but the Japanese distributor that had dibs on it wasn't sure if they were going to take it, but they finally decided to take it. So I actually ended up purchasing it from them. I knew I wanted that bass. Hey, you know what? I got this ready too.
What do you? Oh,
it's time.
Uh-oh.
It's time. Buddy!
Cheers. One for you folks. Tremendous.
So that is something that I discovered.
Also,
Revelstoke Peak. Wow.
woo!
This stuff's delicious.
Interesting.
There's another one that I just ran out of. It's called Screwball. Check that out too. It's peanut butter flavored whiskey.
Yeah.
This pecan. I don't know. I think I might even like this better.
But the Screwball, you got to get yourself some grape Fago.
Yeah.
And
Call it a
grape
this?
Fago with Screwball and have a PB&J.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try it.
The big show seems to be turning a lot of people into alcoholics.
Yes. We got another guest.
Day drinkers.
What?
Hey, Joe,
Day drinkers.
What
Yeah.
do we got?
look who just dropped by.
Hey,
Alan Court.
it's
It's
our
Big
pal,
Al.
Alan Court.
Run.
Howdy, Al.
Steve, how you doing?
All right, man.
Very famous. Yay. I didn't have to be a musician either. There you
Al,
go.
did you bring the stuff?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did. Brought the good
All right.
stuff.
Good.
Fried shrimp.
Fired up.
Fried shrimp. Absolutely.
Jam Boozies from Al from Jam Boozies live on the big show. He brought Scott Poncho over some
Brought
food.
food.
And a note from Rose. Thank you for the shout out. Miss you.
Tell Rose I said hello.
Yeah, we love you, Rose. We love you, Rose. For those of you who just joined the big program, we're live with Dave Dion, bass player extraordinaire, in with us from Arizona. He's in Arizona now, and we've
Awesome dude, Dave Dion.
So yeah, you guys had Gary on yesterday.
yeah.
He's out here. He's only a few miles north of me here in Scottsdale.
Oh,
And
cool.
right now, right here behind me, back in I think it was 2005, I purchased this desk from Gary when he was liquidating all his stuff out of his Sterling home studio that he was talking to you guys about yesterday. This is his desk that he built from scratch, and it's just a beautiful piece of art that is great for a computer studio style setup.
How cool is that? You see how all this stuff ties together in the big
Yeah.
show? I tell you, folks, it just gets better and better every day. Dave, my friend, thanks for coming on with us today. We miss you and we love you, brother, and we appreciate you.
I miss you guys too, and you know what? I'm going to get back there as soon as I can, as soon as the floating death floats away.
Yes.
Well, when you do, you better believe that we're going to hang out, right?
We are.
Everybody, big round of applause. Dave Dion, thanks, Dave. We love
Hello,
you, brother.
everybody. Miss y'all.
Bye-bye.
Miss y'all. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
And Al Valancourt.